Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Rick dropping in. Everybody is having a great week to this point. Remember what I always say: if you're not where you want to be and things aren't going the way you feel they should, if you're still breathing, you're still in the fight. Don't you ever give up. Don't you ever turn around. Don't you surrender. Don't you fall back. Always remember, if you're still breathing, you're still in the fight. It is not the one who arrives the quickest. It's as the scripture says, the race isn't for given to the swift, nor is it given to the strong, but the one that endures. And when people ask me about uh, the level of success I've achieved in a number of different areas, they normally think it's because of something they observe about me, but they don't realize the thing in you're observing came because of something. It's not the degrees, it's not how smart I am, it's not money that got me here, because when I started, I had none of that. What I did have is an unyielding will and desire to finish whatever I started. It is because I am consistently relentless in what I am pursuing that I have been able to do some things that the average person simply will not do. There's a saying that says that if you want things that most people don't have, you have to be willing to do the things that most people won't do. And yet, most people balk at the idea of stepping out into the world and going after the things that are exceptional, extraordinary, phenomenal, and more. But I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to look within yourself and discover the capacity within you. There's a gifting within you given to you by the Creator to ensure that you have resources within yourself, the abundance within yourself, the power within yourself to do exceptional and extraordinary things. But you have to be willing to access that potential and actualize it. And that's the thing that I want you to take into mind, that it's not because someone is more special than you or someone has some sort of superfluous favor with God that makes them more successful than you. It's that they learned the process, they followed the pattern, they remained persistent, and they stayed the course. I constantly tell people, once I make up in my mind that I'm going to do something, there's only two things that's going to happen. I'm either going to get it or I'm gonna die trying. And either way is okay with me, because I go out the way that I set up my life to live it, and that's to live it on full. So I wanted to just drop that on you before we get started. This is going to be real quick and to the point. But before I do, I want to point you to the description box. Look, first of all, I take that back. Let me apologize. First and foremost, you guys have probably noticed I haven't been doing a lot of live streams. I haven't been posting a whole lot of videos, and in some places I haven't posted any. And if you followed me, you know that at the end of September 29th, well, almost September 30th, because it happened at 11:30 p.m. Me and my siblings, we lost our mom. And it's been a journey of dealing with that and getting everything done. This past Saturday, we laid mom to rest. It was a blessed and powerful um, coming together of love and celebration. And that's exactly what it was, celebrating the life of our matriarch, and also sort of celebrating the fact that Rick, at the age of 56, is now the family patriarch because I'm the oldest. But I took time to step back and be there for my family and to really reflect on what it means to me now to be in this position and what it calls on me to do. But I want to thank everybody who reached out. I want to thank everybody who took the time to email, to text message, to comment on posts. Your love, your prayers, your condolences, and sentiments are well received and appreciated. So thank you for that. Now, in the description box, real briefly, you've heard me say probably more than I've said anything else over the last 2 years, that if you don't have at least two streams of income, that can hedge your primary source of income. You're putting yourself in your financial future in jeopardy, and you're not setting the foundation for wealth building. And I've shown you the 7-day online business launch course, which is the blueprint that I've used literally online for the last 14 years to build my company, rebuild my company after the economic downturn in the early 2000s, and then turn around and rebuild online. And I've done this now over and over and over and over again for the last 14 years. And I'm giving you the blueprint. This course is normally $607, but for the remainder of this month, it is now $99. You can get this $607 online course, and it's a comprehensive course, A to Z. And it shows you how to set up revenue streams, multiple revenue streams. This isn't about one business. This is about finding opportunities and setting them up online and creating means and methods for where you can generate revenue for offering services, products, promotions, and anything else. And I show you all of that. And you can get it now through the remainder of the month for $99 or until we fill 100 spots, because that's what we're looking to do, fill 100 spots in this class. So that's that. Now let's talk. It is thankful Thursday, and anyone who has followed me for any time, read any of my books, attended any of my lectures, you know that I'm real big on gratitude. I believe that you set your state of mind at the beginning of the day. There's an old saying that says that how you start your day is how you end your day. And it's been an accepted principle, accepted philosophy, an idea, a concept. But we until recently really didn't understand the magnitude of its power and force and how it really works. But now we know that there's a neurobiological element and component to setting your state in the morning that literally governs your day. And so I wake up every morning and the first word out of my mouth before I move in my bed is thank you. After that is I'm grateful. And after that is I'm grateful for this moment. What I have done is I've woke up and I've told my subconscious that I'm thankful. And immediately my subconscious, without prompting, now goes and starts to look for reasons that I'm thankful. But while it's doing, I give it two immediately. I say, I am grateful. I am grateful for this moment. And what this moment is another opportunity to wake up and do something exceptional in this world, to wake up and have an impact on the people around me, to wake up and inspire people, to wake up and empower, encourage people, to wake up and develop and build and grow my businesses, my impact, my wealth, so that my children benefit from my being here, so that my life leaves a legacy that speaks of me long after I'm gone. And I tell people all the time, the first half of my life was about me. It was about proving that I could come out of the hood and be successful, proving what I could drive, where I could live, where I could go. And I found myself in my early 30s empty. And I had a talk with someone I trusted, and they told me, says, you're getting a lot of things, you're accumulating things, but you're not living in your purpose. You're not fulfilling your very reason for being here. And until you do, you're going to have that empty feeling. You can't feel your purpose with things. I'm telling you, there's a reason why people who seem to have, some people who seem to have everything seem to be the most miserable. It's not because having something makes you miserable. It's because you thought those things would feel that thing that's been pulling and tugging at you for as long as you can remember. I'm here to tell you that it's not the things, it's you. And you need to fulfill yourself. And so I tell people all the time, the first half of my life was about me, but the second half is about my legacy. And when I tell them that, what it means is I'm building something that will speak of me after I'm gone. I'm building something that will remind people that I was here. I came, I saw, I conquered, I made my presence felt. I didn't just arrive and exist. I didn't just arrive and survive. I came and I made my imprint on this world so that those who come from me, my progeny, my offspring, will have something to look at and set the standard of how they're going to aspire, something to push them, something they can stand on. And then people outside of my bloodline will know that I was here because I touched their lives. I gave them hope. I gave them something to work with. And that thing has been driving me since that moment, since I discovered my purpose. And so that's what I'm so grateful for. When I say thank you, I'm grateful for this moment in the morning. I'm saying that this moment is in my hands. I don't control every external force, but I control how I respond to it. And if I control how I respond to it, I control the outcome. Oh, you got to understand there's some things in your life that you need to discover, but it starts with setting the state. Set your state. And what I do is I wake up in the morning and I set my state. I tell myself I'm grateful. I don't touch my phone for the first 30 minutes to an hour. I don't look at it. I don't check emails. I don't check text messages. I don't do anything. What I do is I get up, I go into prayer and meditation. After prayer and meditation, I journal. I got a gratitude journal. I got a visionary journal. I got a free thought thinking and creativity journal, and I journal in the morning. I set the state. I train my mind of what it's going to think, how it's going to think, and how it's going to filter and interpret the impulses, because challenges are going to come in the morning, especially if you're someone who is aspiring to do something beyond what is average. You're going to have challenges. You're going to have things that come in your life that are uncomfortable. You're going to have to learn how to get out of your comfort zone if you ever expect to achieve anything beyond being average. See, average is the default setting for being here in this world. If you just show up and do what everybody else is doing, what is set out in front of you, what is put in front of you, if that's all you show up and do, you'll get average. And the problem with this world is that average has become acceptable. Except if you want something beyond average, except if you want to do something phenomenal, average is acceptable. It starts in school. You get a C and you pass. You get a D and you pass. But see, C effort and D effort doesn't work in the world when you're trying to expand your reach, expand your territory, touch dreams. See, C's don't work in that world. You're going to have a B plus, A plus, mindset with a striving of a perfect. You're never going to achieve perfection, but you should be striving for it because it pushes you to the limit. But whatever you focus on in the morning is what you're going to feel throughout the day. If you start out with anxiety because you wake up and the first thing you place your mind on is the thing that was worrying you yesterday, then you're going to start with anxiety, stress, worry. You're going to literally start your day in a state of fight or flight. You're in stress response because you wake up worrying about what's going to go wrong today because you went to bed worried about what went wrong instead of going to bed understanding and declaring that things will be better tomorrow. What do I mean? God told Job, says, you shall declare a thing and it shall be established for you so that light will shine on part of your path. It's in other words that when you declare something, when you make a verbal expression and declare something, it's established in the sixth dimension. It hasn't made it to the three-dimensional realm that we operate and we feel in and we believe is the total reality, but it's manifested. The seed has been planted the moment that you speak it. But what happens? We let doubt creep in. We let fear creep in. We let anxiety. We let all these things about circumstantial and situational temporal matters come in and yank the promise right out of our hand because what? We're focused on the problem. You can never consistently achieve the promise or the prize if you're constantly focused on the problem. Whatever you focus on, you feel. Whatever you give your attention to, whatever you set your mind on is going to be the thing that you're going to sit up and experience, and it's going to have the impact. Why? Because your thought processes are setting the environment, the state. That's why if you start your day with a positive mindset. Today's going to be an awesome day. Not because it's going to be empty of challenges. Today is going to be an awesome day because I'm built for this. Today is going to be an awesome day because I'm prepared. Today is going to be an awesome day because there's absolutely nothing that can come in my life that can knock me down and destroy my destiny. My destiny is written. The very definition of destiny is the more you try to stop it, the more you ensure it happens. So there's nobody and nothing that can get in front of me and stop what I am doing in my life. And that's in the community, that's in my business, that's in my finances. That's it. It doesn't mean there won't be challenge. It doesn't mean there won't be delay. A lot of you have given up on dreams because of delay. Delay does not mean denial. Delay is a test. It is a test of your commitment. It is a test of you sitting up and saying, you know what, no matter what, I'm going to do something. I made myself a promise a long time ago that I was going to intentionally grow every day. And it said no 0 days. What is that? No days that I wake up and go to sleep the same person that woke up. Not one day in 25 years have I woke up and not intentionally done something to advance myself. Read a book, read a research paper, read something that I learned, something that gives me more insight into the things that I'm trying to do. See, it's about being invested in being better than you are. It's because see, it's not what you want that you get, it's what you become and capable of doing that you get. So when I decide I want something, I ask myself, what does the person who is capable of having that look like? What do they talk like? What books do they read? How do they think? Who's in their circle? Then I start to become it. I start to build it. I start to grow it. It's a step-by-step process. There's no magic quotient to greatness. There's no magic quotient to winning. There's no magic quotient to success. It's a step-by-step progressive movement towards a worthy goal. It's sitting up and becoming committed enough to sit up and say, nothing's going to stop me. Nothing is going to turn me around. Nothing is going to make me relent on my pursuit of the vision. I'm going to touch a dream today. I'm going to touch a dream. Get excited about what's possible. Stop focusing on the negative. It's there. You understand it's there, but it's not meant to destroy you. It is a puzzle. Puzzles are meant to be solved. There's absolutely no problem in your life that the solution does not exist. By the very definition, a problem has a solution. So if it has a solution, focus on the solution. When you focus on the solution, the anxiety dissipates. When you focus on the solution, the fear dissipates. When you focus on the solution, you begin to become emotionally anchored in the future and not worried about the troubles and the stresses of today. When you become stressed out because of something you're dealing with now, it shuts down your prefrontal cortex. Your prefrontal cortex is responsible for your executive functions, reason, rationale, the ability to work out, solve, and make decisions, the reason, impulse control. All these things that keep you anchored and allow you to make moves is being shut down because you've allowed anxiety and fear to move in. And when you do that, now you are incapable of finding the solution, because you gave too much gravity to the problem. But if you wake up in the morning, you say, I'm built for this. I'm grateful. There's absolutely nothing that's going to come at me that I cannot handle. There's absolutely nothing that's going to come at me that cannot be resolved. See, most people get so caught up that they identify with the problem. I tell people all the time that pain is inevitable. Nobody circumvents pain. Nobody circumvents the vicissitudes of life. But here, pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. And people are like, what do you mean? Pain and suffering pain and suffering ain't the same thing. That's why when you go to court and you are suing in a civil case, you get restoration for what? Pain and suffering. What's the difference? Pain is the initial experience. You couldn't get past that. Suffering is the identity with what caused the pain to the point that you can't get out of it. And you're waking up every day. You got people still talking about stuff that happened 20 years ago. Why? Because they couldn't get out of the pain. They identified with the moment so indelibly that it held on to them. They literally can't walk into the future because they're consistently living in the past. I'm trying to get you to understand something. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. And what was that little piece of scripture saying? See, when the Bible talks about the heart, it's not talking about the biological organ, the heart. It's talking about the center of the soul. It's talking about the seat of your emotions. It's talking about your subconscious. And we understand that what? The subconscious mind controls 96% of your behavior. The subconscious mind, it's what's governing your outcomes. But when you learn how to manage and program the subconscious, as you think, you become. See, some of you are functioning from limiting beliefs anchored in you, some from all the way from childhood, of what you can't do, what's impossible. But it says nothing shall be impossible. But yet you've bought into impossibility, and what you believe to be impossible is. It was Socrates and later Henry Ford that said that he who believes he can and he who believes he can are usually both right. Why? Because what you believe about yourself becomes your reality. It becomes the boundaries through which you function in this world. Oh, but let me tell you something. When you learn how to shake yourself free from it, when you stop giving so much gravity, what's wrong? When you stop giving so much gravity to the things that cause fear, anxiety, worry, stress, all those things that lower your frequency and your vibration and takes you from the center of power, gratitude, love, and revelation, that's where your creativity, your visions, your ideas from God come from. You can't be functioning in fear. That's why Paul said, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and of a sound mind. When I'm when I'm journaling in my gratitude journal, I end it with I am unshakable, I am unbreakable, I am unstoppable. Today I win. What am I saying? What am I saying? I'm saying that there's absolutely nothing that can come along in this life that can snatch away from me what already belongs to me. I have to walk it out. That's what life is about. Life is about saying, this is who I am. This is what I'm going to be. This is what I'll do. And walking in it. But you cannot receive the limitations that someone else passed on to you. You cannot accept the definition of what's possible by someone else who refused to step outside of the box of average. You're going to have to find people who will see you and pour into you. You're going to have to find people who can recognize the exceptional qualities of your gifting and speak into you, even at times when you aren't able to see it in yourselves. You're going to have to create a circle of people who will fan your flames. And finally, guard your self-talk. Stop speaking negatively about yourself. Hold yourself accountable. Hold yourself to a high standard, but stop criticizing and tearing yourself down. Stop speaking negativity about who you are, where you're going, what you're doing. I don't care if you don't have two nickels to rub together. Stop saying I'm broke. Stop saying I'm poor. Start speaking the desire. Start speaking the dream. Start speaking it until your subconscious taps into the idea of where you're headed, and it will shift its focus and start to show you opportunities to change your situation. You can't talk poverty and build wealth. You can't talk joy. You can't talk pain and suffering and build joy. You can't talk dysfunction and build healthy relationships. You're focusing on the wrong thing. And whatever what you focus on, you will feel. So pay attention to what you focus on. Pay attention to what you focus on. Cheryl Banks, I want to thank you for your sentiments if you're still watching. I receive it, and may God move in many ways for me and my family. Thank you so much. But focus, change your focus, change your focus. I'm gonna get ready to get out of here, but remember what I told you at the beginning. If you follow me for any time, you know how big I am about multiple streams of income. My 7-day online business launch course, which is normally $607, is now for the remainder of this month, $99. Um, and it's to the end of the month, or until we reach 100 people. I understand, but I definitely understand, Cheryl. But I promise you, life definitely has real meaning. The meaning is actually going to be within you. The meaning is going to be within you. And a lot of times we tend to look into, if you don't mind, I'm gonna put this up here where people can read it. We tend to look into our situations to give it meaning, but the meaning comes from how you're going to move and operate and impact the situation. We tend to look at our circumstances to define our reality, when truth is how we engage our circumstances is going to define our reality. It's not what's going on, it's what you're going to do with it, how you're going to manage it, what impact you're going to have. And the first thing that you've got to say is, this isn't as big as it seems right now, because nothing is bigger than God. And so if it's not bigger than God, and then I'm rolling with God and I have God within me in so many different ways that I can't even explain right now, then if I'm functioning from that, I need only to access and tap into the very knowledge and wisdom of God to get the information and the revelation that provides the solution. See, the solution is always on the way. The solution is always on the way. When Daniel was trying to understand the dream, it says he prayed for 21 days and nothing happened. He prayed and he fasted and nothing would happen. On the 21st day, there appeared to him an angel, and everybody believes this to be Gabriel, the messenger angel. And what did he say to Daniel? He said, Daniel fell on. He said, stand up, Daniel, man dearly beloved by God. From the moment you set your heart to understand, your words were heard, and I am here because of your word. The answer was on the way 21 days ago, but he told him, he says, but I was withstood by the prince of Persia for 21 days. That is, there are dark things happening. Dark thoughts will slow down your destiny. Anxiety and fear will slow. There are dark things happening. And it's not always someone else. Sometimes your own thinking will retard your progress. You're buying into the negative notion, slows it down. You're more worried about what might not happen instead of focusing on what you're going to do when what you desire does happen, and what you slow it down. I'm promising you, the meaning is there. There's a reason you are there. Find the reason, find the meaning, find the purpose, make the move, become the greatness that you are designed to be. God doesn't design trash. This world will convince you you have no meaning. The world will convince you you have no real true impact. The world will try to rob you of your power. But I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you. And this isn't just for Cheryl. This is for everybody out there sitting out and worried about what's going to happen at the job today, worried about what's going to happen with your finances, worried about what's going to happen in your marriages, in your relationships with your children, how you're going to get past something right now. Let me tell you something. Nothing is bigger than your purpose in this world, in your world, in your life. God's gifted you. He's given you something. You're built for this. You just simply have to anchor yourself and start believing in your design. Start believing in your purpose. I promise you, you will make it. Look, on that note, I'm out of here. Don't forget to tap into the special offer with the 7-day online business launch course. With that being said, as I always say, I live my life on full so that when I leave this place, I die on E. I challenge you to do the same. On that note, I'm out of here.